All right. Bant Midrange. Bant playable cards, whatever you want to call it. We've got the Wild Growth Walker package here at the bottom with the Explorer creatures. We've got an Incubation Druid to ramp up here a little bit. We've got Deputy of Detention and Gideon Blackblade here. One thought I have... Can you please show me the Blue-Red Phoenix list? You can find all of the upcoming decks that are going to be played on stream in the future in the deck queue on my website. So decks that we have yet to play obviously won't be on my YouTube channel yet, and they won't have a deck page up, but the deck queue has links to all the decks that'll be upcoming on stream. So glancing at this to start, I do think there's a little bit of an awkward tension here between how aggressive the bottom end of this deck is and like some of this clunkier card advantage at the top end. One thing that I think I kind of want to do is I think I want Growth Chamber Guardian in here. Now, I think the Gideon sounds great. And Incubation Druid's a card that's going to help us cast the Gideon consistently. There's 26 lands in this deck. I'm gonna try this, because this deck's, like, got an aggressive slant to it. And I think playing Growth Chamber Guardian seems reasonable in that vein. Let's do that and dive on in. For people that are wondering where the Gates Friend deck went, I didn't do my due diligence last night because it was late. So I missed the fact that it has a lot of issues, including the mana base, so I need to fix that off stream. It'll be up on Monday. Sure. The mana base does definitely need to be foil. That is something that needs to happen desperately. Well, so like one of the nice things, Navier, about Growth Chamber Guardian is it's a threat that's good on 2 and applying pressure early, but it also gives you something to do with your mana when you're flooding out. And like we have Hydroid Crisis as insulation from flooding out. Did I miss a message from Slacker? Normally when people give me dealer's choice points, Slacker, I don't cut into the current schedule. I always add them in later. So if there's something specific you'd like to cut in, I'd be happy to do that. But if you want to let me, want it to be up to me, I'll throw it in another day this week. Yes, in general, I like to stick to a schedule. I just don't mind not sticking to a schedule when people send in a lot of support. That card's not very good against red aggro. If I get the option to, I'm going to trade this Jade Light for their Pyromancer. These first strike creatures looking really brutal. Yikes, this is going to kill my Jade Light and we're going to take 5. I don't know what DC means, Chalky. So I think I do this for 2 to gain 1, draw a card, and get a chump blocker, and then hope to propel myself into a Jade Light or an Explorer creature to gain life with Wild Growth Walker next turn. Did do a burn spell. Ah, when the sweat... You're just like sweating bullets over here. The redraws and the redraws. Dead. Oketra is our best card in this matchup. I don't believe you. What What possibly makes a 5-drop our best card against mono red? Yeah, I shook it off, what the deef. We ended up playing through, and that deck was actually really sweet. Shalai and Lyra are both really good. I think we have a lot of cards that are probably good here. This thing gives lifelink too, right? Yeah, that sounds sweet. I think I'm gonna trim a couple of him still. I think I want to get rid of this, actually. Like, I don't like going this far up the curve. I could see Incubation Druid being a cut too. I have 12, 14, I have 16 white sources. Maybe I just trim Incubation Druid. This seems fine. Let's try this. Yeah, Deputy's definitely gone. I guess, I don't think I'd keep this on the draw, but on the play, I think Jade Light into Shalai is fine. If we're a true professional, we'll draw Wild Growth Walker on too. We haven't played White Red Feather yet, Mr. Spaghetti. The Green Black Citadel deck was really sweet. Pretty neat combo deck overall. I could see it being right to just play Gideon there. I think I don't mind being a little bit defensive here, though, overall. Ding, ding, ding. Now, they're missing on lands, but these Steamkins are about to start popping off here. And the scarier part about them missing on lands means that they currently have 4 more spells in their hand after this Pyromancer. There's probably a good chance this Wild Growth Walker dies before it gains life, but it is what it is. Or they could aggressively... I mean, I guess they could have a bunch of deal 3s in their hand. Nice, Sousy. I'm glad you gave them a chance. Yeah, like I said, the big thing about the blessings to me isn't even just how they work when we combo. It's the fact that, like, they're still reasonable when we're not comboing. I think we about to get dumpstered, chat. I saw people cutting Frenzy from the red aggro decks, and, like, that really surprised me. I was just like, all of the best draws out of the red deck involve Frenzy, so... Ding, ding, ding. Don't call it a comeback, chat. Aye, oh, let's go. Aye, oh, let's go. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Beep 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 beep. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Brick, brick, brick by glorious brick. Alright, they're out of mana and my Wild Growth Walker's alive. They're out of mana and my Wild Growth Walker's alive. That one, get rid of it.
I walk a righteous path.
Give this one lifelink. Ooh, look at that pretty interface. That's beauteous. Pretty great.
Share in my light.
All right, we tried. We tried. That's all you could really ask is we tried. If you want to kill people with an aggro deck and still want to play with some sweet new cards, my current recommendation is Blue-Red Steam Kid. It's really great. Schwindy, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Hope you're having a fantastic Saturday. Thanks for keeping me employed this month. Joke's on you. My hand's bad, opponent.
Defend the weak at every opportunity. Your light will cleave the darkness. Not again.
It looks like a pile of Bant cards because it is a pile of Bant cards. The good news is we have Hydrate Graces and Growth Chamber Guardians in our deck, so even though we're flooding a little bit now, if we hit one of those, they can kind of pull us back in.
Sorry I'm late. I'm not ready for this quite yet.
$26 lands might be a little bit high for this deck too. I think I'm going to go down to 25 after this. Like, we have the Incubation Druids and we have the Explorer package, so probably don't quite need that much mana.
I am not going to sit this one out. This might be a bad idea.
I like how Pike. So like, can I just like go through your thought process there and dissect why I think your comment's kind of silly? Like your response to I want less mana sources in my deck is should we play Llanowar Elves, which I think is like really weird, right? Because like that's like the inverse of playing less mana sources, like playing 1/1 for 1. Buff Slayer, thanks for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Playing more acceleration gets less good when you have Explorer creatures in your deck. So, like, your Explorer creatures are less likely to draw you actual cards when you're not playing lands.
I've got it.
Man. Anyone else ever been manhandled by double Teferis before? It's sort of my kink. Alright, we're done here. Alright, let's get a couple of vetoes in here. I can half solve the too many land problems post board by cutting a land. That seems fine. So I cut the deputies in the forest for Dovin's vetoes. Wild Growth Walker's not super good here. I'm going to trim 2 of those to bring in 2 Knights of Autumn. There has been a lot of Esper lately, I agree. Remember, all the decks that were good last season are still good even with the new set. So Esper was good last season, still great now. All of the alternate and full art things that we have in my collection here are things that people donated or cheered for me to build. So, if there's a foil in the game that I don't have that you'd like to see on your screen while I play for a $5 donation, I will foil it up for you. So it can be pretty. A lot of the regulars donated to foil a bunch of the things that we have. And yeah, it all gets written off as a business expense. Hashtag value. Hey, Ryan Pass, thanks for the tip. We have enough now for Invitational to have a no-ban player tournament. Yeah. Hey, Escafar, thank you for the very generous tier 2 resub. Welcome back. Yeah, all the money I put into Magic Arena gets written off as a business expense. Would not be able to do my job without it. Which is good for me, because I give WotC a lot of money. Are you Keith? Thank you for the 14 months. Yeah, if you wanted to cheer for me to have the superior foil duress, that is an option available to you. I did, in fact, shave the caterpillar off the center of my face. It was getting long and annoying. I'm just gonna branch walker here. This feels like an absorb, so I don't really want to run this into a counterspell. Sweet. Deal.
Sorry I'm late. I'll protect you.
The tempo on this thing is really good. Just gonna go ahead and grab my Merfolk Branch Walker back here.
To see return to the fight.
I actually don't have 3 green, so I'm gonna bin that because I can't Jade Light and Branch Walker next turn, which feels awkward. They like play second Teferi, tuck this Branch Walker, and then all of a sudden they have 2 Planeswalkers in play. I just have a removal spell.
I've got time.
Yeah.
Be strong. You need to take a time out.
Yep. I have no out to that, right?
Done the hero.
Just actual 0. There's no I cut the 1 Vivien we had in our deck. I mean, even then they're not really outs, right? Like we're still just getting like thoroughly buried. It's not like we had a Growth Chamber Guardian in our hand, which like what we cut for those, so we wouldn't have had them even if they were in our deck still. I feel like the Wild Growth Walker package just probably isn't very good here. I feel like it puts me into kind of a weird, like, not quite aggressive enough spot, but like also like not enough. I don't have enough. I'm not good enough to like mid-range or grind with these other things that are going on in the format. What if we built our deck to be a little bit more aggressive with something like History? History could make us an okay elf deck. We could fit another good 2-drop in here, like Tithe Taker maybe. I think I agree with you, Bezizzle. Your comment got kind of cut off there, but I do agree. I think with Ugin especially being a flexible answer to things opens up 2-color possibilities that previously it didn't make sense to say 2-color because you wanted more flexible answers. Karma Trooper, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. We could cut Incubation Druid. I do like that Incubation Druid like lets us lets us, like, fix our mana a little bit, which is nice. We do have, like, this is 16 white sources, even without this, which is probably plenty. Could even add another here by going up a Glacial Fortress. How many lands? 25. I have one slot open. And it could be that, like, Vivien and Teferi at the top of the curve are a little bit better than Hydrate Crisis, just because, like, they're flexible, like, removal too sometimes. I don't hate that. Could try something like this. And this could, so like, Naveer in chat, who is the person that's the one that submitted this archetype, I believe, they were talking about how they tried something like this and they haven't felt like they were able to be competitive against aggro with a build like this. And it could just be the case that, like, these colors with a slightly aggressive slant just don't have the tools to be competitive against both aggro and control simultaneously. But I do know with that iteration we just tried, we got smashed and felt helpless against mono red, and then we got smashed and felt helpless against Esper. So I feel like there's something, like, both directions it felt like we got squeezed poorly. I don't say yes or no to build around submissions. Just over here in chat. As always, if you want to find out if I'll play something, I'd encourage you to submit it using the form on my website. Immediately have a hand without double white. I think this is still a keep. We're on the draw. Growth Chamber Guardian gives us a turn 2 and turn 3 play. One thing that is a sweet angle from Gideon, and this is someone just mentioned they've been playing him in control, the fact that this is a creature that you could proactively play on 3 that plays well with your sweeper effects is neat. Pikes, I'd encourage you to be more constructive and specific with your feedback rather than just hammering in on insults and putting down what people have built. Please and thank you. So it's okay to critique, but just, like, laying into this is bad, they didn't try, etc., stuff like that. Like, let's not do that. Well, that was one of the worst draws in our deck because, like, it's another land that we really don't need, and it's also not a white source for us. I'm not just activating my thing here, because if I activate and then they kill it, I don't get my thing. Well, even if we didn't hit white sources here, we have hit lands through 5 to get Vivien out. So that's nice. Probably a low chance of this resolving. Yeah, I don't know what's up with Pikes. They've been super borderline recently. I've had to ask them to back off a few times in the last couple of weeks. Little unfortunate here. I added a 17th white source to the mana base when we cut the incubation druids, but doesn't mean it's always going to work out, obviously.
I will spare you in exchange for eternal servitude.
I think I want to keep my 5th land here in case I draw a Vivien or a Teferi next turn.
Intellect is without limit. I will return.
They kept the card on top rather than flipping their search, so it must be a good one. What if they have, like, main deck Cry? They would just like a good Planeswalker. Well, ain't nobody got time to play around main deck Cry, so let's go. Adanto Vanguard might drag us kicking and screaming across the finish line here, despite our slightly unfortunate mana situation. Okie doke. Alright, let's do it. I think we have that website linked to a command. If we don't, we definitely should. Look at that, double white. Let's do it, baby. Gonna get him. When do you sideboard / use Deputy of Detention and when not? Trying to learn to use sideboard strategy. So, Deputy of Detention tends to be mediocre against both red aggro and control decks, because these are decks that have a plethora of removal that are going to easily be able to kill it and get their thing back. Matchups where Deputy is going to really shine tend to be against other mid-range decks, especially ones with Hydrate Crisis, because if you exile a Hydrate Crisis, even if they kill your Deputy, their Crisis comes back dead. Another place where Deputy really shines is against the Wilderness Reclamation decks, because those decks tend to be very removal light. Alright, so I'm going to play Growth Chamber Guardian here, because this encourages them to kill it right away so he can't go find a friend. And then if they kill that right away, I get a window to slam Vivien Reid and start generating card advantage with her. Alright, and since that's happening, I think I just play this and pass. Did an excellent job getting under them this game. Clem, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Yeah, I don't think Liliana's Triumph's a very good card. Wow, they killed Growth Chamber instead of my Adanto. That's interesting. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. This card seems really good for tempo against control. It's like, here's my no button. Here's my no button. Eh. Ah, this is no second white source again, but again, I'm on the draw. I have a Growth Chamber Guardian. I think it's reasonable to keep this. It's gonna feel bad when we miss, but I don't think it's unreasonable to keep. Oh, God bless us, everyone. Steve returns. Thank you for the Prime support. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope life is treating you well. Thanks for the support. The nice thing about playing Tithe Taker here is it means that they have a 2-mana removal spell, they can't play it right away, which is beautiful. It also means they're going to need to tap out to kill this, or if they don't, they then can't play a 3-mana counterspell in my History of Benalia. So pretty good start for us here. If they have Cry next turn, I'm kind of sad, but even then, not really. Because my next turn is going to get to be land, play Growth Chamber Guardian, start holding up Veto, which is super powerful. Hey, Farsight, thanks for the half a year support. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. The big thing that Baffling End shines against is it allows you for better sequencing. Notably against the red decks, Baffling End allows you to proactively remove Steamkin, whereas Seal Away often's not going to be able to take that out until it's already done some damage. And now, if they want to spend a removal spell to kill my Growth Chamber Guardian, I get to untap and play Teferi next turn. If I cast down, am I gonna get punished here? Deal. And now one of the really nice things about this board state here is we're insulated in a couple different directions now, right? So like this is a 4/4, so this survives Cry, and this is indestructible, so this survives something like Ritual of Soot or another damage-based or destroy-based sweeper. So my opponent can't spend a single card to kill all of my threats from this board state, which is the ideal place to be, being able to diversify so we get to deal some pressure still. Deal. And again, I think it's not even right to play Teferi here. I think I just do this, fart it, because again, I just want to get my board state to a position where I've diversified against all the sweepers they could have. I'm like, while getting Teferi's card advantage going would be nice, like, they're almost dead. An anonymous cheerer coming in with some biddies. I hope you're having a fantastic Saturday, whoever you are. Thank you for the support. Should be dead here. I guess they could hit a piece of spot removal to not be dead this turn, but feeling pretty good about our position in the long run. Found the line. Both Growth Chamber Guardian and Adanto Vanguard doing some good work there. Benor, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. For people that are new to the channel, if you haven't seen my stuff before, I'm usually on Monday through Friday, about 8 a.m. Central Standard Time till about 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. However, when new set releases happen like this, I always amp my schedule up a little bit and do at least one weekend day. If your normal work day doesn't jive with letting you watch my live stuff during the week, be sure to check out my website and my YouTube channel as well. All my replays get posted there, and I cut everything up deck by deck, so it's easy to find whatever it is you want to see. No, I am going to be doing Modern this week, Elusive. I'm just not going to do an all Modern day. So, I plan to run long every day to get extra standard in, so I'm probably going to do like 8 to 4 or 5 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week. Instead of just on Monday. But I do plan to do one Magic Online League to start each day still. I want to see a Jeff Calls This Lost YouTube video. We probably have enough of those at this point for that to happen. So now they have to decide how aggressive do they want to be. Because they could block with this Adanto Vanguard and deal 4 to both of us. A good position to give them a history lesson here. Vanguard in a double history is quite aggressive when we were on the play. It's probably some of the most aggressive our deck can be, honestly. Wonder how big or small their deck is. Wonder if we're gonna see like Aurelia or Angels out of them. We played a Sorin Seraph deck yet. We've not. Fifth land is sweet. I think I'm going to offer the trade night for night here. Because, like, if I don't offer the trade, they attack next turn and then I have to take a hit. Especially with my second history, I think this trade is profitable for us. Welcome back, Pike. All right, do I just Teferi tuck this in now? Oh, that's true. Abzan Hero is a Sorin Seraph deck. Thank you, Jacob. I appreciate you. You're the best. Look at that. My own Jimmy John's delivery kid. This stream is in no way sponsored or endorsed by Jimmy John's, but Jimmy John's, if you're out there, it certainly could be.
I know my responsibility. You need to slow down.
I don't really want to trade. I don't think that trade, I don't think I want to offer the trade, because, like, they're at 14. If I just, like, tuck here and do this push, like, they're gonna die, right? Do they have Clarion? Some of these bigger red-white decks play Clarion in their main deck. Which, if they have Clarion here, they get to save this, give it lifelink, kill my Teferi, and then we're kind of at parity. Is he within the 5 minutes for delivery? Asking the real questions.
No time for a break.
No time. Oh, this card's so messed up. Fun fact. There's a video of an R&D member talking. When they originally templated this card when they were designing it, it gave +2/+2 on the 3rd chapter. Yeah, the line is definitely Vivien shoot their history. For sure. So I know Vanguard and, like, Vivien were okay there, but I think they're probably not amazing in this matchup in general, especially when we're on the draw. Like, a big part of why this card was good for us is because we were on the play and able to apply pressure with it. So I think Baffling End is definitely an upgrade when we're on the draw here. I think I certainly want to trim the Viviens. I wonder if I want to trim the Teferis too. I need 2 more cuts here. I think Teferi's the worst of my top end. All of these seem pretty reasonable. I wonder how easy Gideon is to defend. It might be on the draw that I want less copies of this because he doesn't really protect himself. And my opponent's gonna play to the board pretty quickly. Yeah, maybe I trim 2 of these in the draw. Let's try this. Alright, how do we feel about turn 3 Oketra? Probably pretty decent, right? I got a scale of like 1 to not bad. Probably pretty close to the not bad side of the scale. I forgot to plus on here to give this Vigilance, which is actually, could be a big deal if I didn't have something to play, right? Because I'd be able to pressure their Gideon on the backswing. They just straight up didn't plus that. Alright, deal. Alright, if they don't have a removal spell here, we really just want to be able to draw any other creature that costs 2 to 4 mana, so we can make 2/4/4 next turn. They could have, like, Ixalan's Binding or something like that here, though, to set us back a little bit. If they take the Oketra off the table, our hand's bad enough that we're probably going to be in a bad spot.
Prepare for battle.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right, Navier. If I block either of these, I lose this to Lava Coil.
Hey, over here. No problem fire can't solve.
We've not played a Feather deck yet on stream. Hopefully we'll get to one of those soon. Alright, well that's exactly what we wanted for Christmas, right? There's a second creature we can cast. One or more loyalties are removed from this deals that much damage to an opponent or planeswalker. I think I just gained 4 with this. So we're going to end up at 8 here. Their Chandra's going to be dead, but we're going to end up at 8.
We're done here.
I could take it.
I opened 4 Feather in my first 10 packs. I bet there's something good to do with that card. Seems really sweet on the surface. Does the Feather deck play Dreadhorde Anarchist? It does. There's a few different iterations of the Feather decks that have been going around. The one that we're going to play probably on Monday or Tuesday is in the deck queue.
I believe in you. Lend you my strength.
They didn't double block because they probably assumed that I had some kind of combat trick, as opposed to the reality of me just being an idiot and not realizing both their guys had first strike. So in other words, I leveled them by being an idiot. So dumb, it's smart. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I should have played this pre-combat, right? To make a token.
I've fought worse.
Deputy of Detention is my only out here. I might trim... I might have to put Vivien back in. Maybe the Teferi would have extra answers to this. I did leave my Teferis in, you're right. I'm going to cut these Shalais and put Teferi on the play. Or Vivien back in, sorry. It's also possible, after seeing how that last game played out, that these Baffling Ends aren't very good. Vivien first, Teferi first. Vivien first, Teferi first. That's Teferi first.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
I guess the upside to Vivien firsting is if they play a Rekindling Phoenix, I could shoot this plus Baffling End next turn. And right now I can't do that. Our draw here is quite absurd versus their draw this game, right? Like they've kept a really slow hand on the back of probably Planeswalker card advantage, and like I've got double Planeswalker card advantage.
I've seen things that would break someone like you.
I don't need extra green mana, so I'm just gonna take the untapped land. I'm just gonna go at their face here rather than hitting this and letting them hit one of my Planeswalkers. RJBH, thank you for the 3-month resub. I appreciate the support. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a fantastic Saturday wherever you're at.
Together we can banish evil from this
It's gonna
plane.
be bad for you.
Some bad sequencing on their part there. They played their land before plussing her.
No one knows the wilds like I do.
Hurry!
I think I'm just gonna Oketra into Tithe Taker here.
Let's light it up!
Light them up. They're on fire. What does this do to trust? 10? So far this Chandra's just done actually nothing. They've just like not used the card she's gotten every turn. I'm gonna decline that because I have the other one in my hand already. I'm actually not gonna chump block here because if I chump block, this can go to 5 and then I can't kill it.
Now we're getting started.
But they forgot to plus it again. Maybe they think if they don't have another creature, they can't plus it. That must be it, right?
Time is much more malleable than people think.
I tried my best.
Let's go. Catcher into Tithe Taker again this turn. Good clean value. They brought in Tecatli Honor Guard against us. Weird.
Keep up the pace.
I guess it turns off my Deputy of Detention. I could play out double history here, but they showed us they have Deafening Clarion, there's no real reason to play into that. Like, they need a sweeper of sorts to come back into this game anyways, so there's no reason to just, like, super overcommit. You can't Baffling End Gideon, because Gideon is not a creature on our turn. No, Oketra triggers on casting creatures, so Tecatli Honor Guard does not impact this.
Gideon Jura.
Yeah, I agree, Navier. I kind of feel like we entered garbage time when, like, we played our second Planeswalker. Started heading in that direction. How are we doing, folks? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody wherever you're out in the world. Thanks for dropping in here today. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30, 40, sometimes even 50 hours a week during set release weeks like this. If you're someone who enjoys constructed Magic, this is definitely the channel for you. We play a ton of different decks here, and usually we change decks every 60 minutes to 2 hours. As always, I'd like to give a shout out to my wonderful subs. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their wonderful support. So thanks to all of them for keeping me employed. Hi, Internet. Keeping me employed and keeping Declan happy. These are the cards. I'd like to take a second to plug a couple of my sponsors here really quick. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, Warhammer, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. Okay, but you gotta be quiet, okay? InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mousepads, binders, and bags with them. You can upload your own custom artwork or choose from the wide range of artwork that they have on their website. Cardsphere.com would love to help you turn your cards into other cards directed to other people. There's no haggling, and they just take a 1% fee off the top. And of course, we'd like to welcome everyone out there to Hooglandia. You know, there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now, and I appreciate you spending part of your Sunday here with us. That is Daddy on the playmat. That is Daddy as a cartoon.
Why you have so many? Why you have stuff in your hair?
Why do I have stuff in my hair? It's a hat, bud.
Oh.
You want to see the mat? I have one of the inked gaming Hooglandia message deleted playmats here that I use my keyboard on. That has the Jester in the corner. His hand lacks blue mana, but I think it's fine. He's got plenty of castable spells. Johnny Chaos checking in for the 4th month. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Alright, red aggro. Adanto Vanguard. Not necessarily at its best against the red aggro deck. Perfect. Look at that. You showed him just fine.
Now you can see yourself.
Declan is a creature, not a planeswalker, and he has Riot, and when you play him, you're obligated to choose haste twice. I think I'm actually going to be defensive here and just trade this for the Fanatical Firebrand. You show him Dad's sick APM. We'll be like one of those real gaming ones where they have like a camera on the mouse. We're a real esport now.
Where does the cord lead to?
The cord goes all the way back into Daddy's computer, so that way it can take the picture from the camera and put it on the screen. Yep, I'm gonna put the camera back up there now, okay?
Now we got this for that.
Declan has Annihilator 1. Annihilator only 1 is being generous. The second 2/2 here is decent. Deputy Detention is like pretty likely to eat it next turn. I think I'm gonna Ajani and just plus. There might be merit to down ticking him to get the Adanto back. Declan, I love you. Can you go back upstairs with Mom, please?
Irritated.
Alright, another history here is not the worst. It gives me the ability to do... Oh, actually, do I deputy here? I think I actually do this because Ajani is able to crank this up past 3 toughness, which is nice. And, like, if they spend a burn spell plus their goblin on this, I think that's okay for me. Alright, I think we're en route to stabilization here. Opponent agrees. Opponent agrees. Headed in the approximate direction of stabilization. Alright, this is a Planeswalker out matchup. This is probably a Deputy out matchup. Actually, it's probably an Adanto out matchup. Maybe I keep the Ajanis because they make my board a little bit bigger. Leave a Miser Tefin. Alright, maybe it's gonna be a green-white deck. Hard to mulligan 7 foil cards though. It's just too beautiful. Just can't do it. Can't throw it back. Alright, hoping to rip lands for like the next 3 turns. Which would be ideal. There's a gross lack of creatures. I'd believe that. So I'd be running the draw enchantments. Any consideration to Viv over Tef? Yeah, that's not completely unreasonable. I feel like we're probably going to see them firebrand my Tithe Taker, but I think I'm okay with that. If they firebrand my Tithe Taker, I'm going to chump block their Dreadhorde Butcher. So I don't want the Butcher to get bigger. This thing gets bigger every time it hits us, which is real good. I wonder if I'm supposed to play Growth Chamber Guardian out there because it doesn't die to Firebrand. Alright, let's do this plus this. You know, other people keep bringing up the green-white 2/3 dino that proliferates. Like, I'm genuinely confused why we think that might be a playable card. Like, a 2/3 vigilance for 2 is, like, way below the stat line that's constructed playable, and proliferating is not worth that much, in my opinion. Like, it's basically a 2-drop that you don't want to play on 2 because you're never proliferating on 2. And then, like, when you play it in the late game to proliferate value, like, the stat line is no longer anywhere near good enough. Wonder if we'll see them shoot the elf here. It's very strong with the Ajani downtick. I don't think I agree with that assessment. Like, the strength you're claiming it has with Ajani's downtick is like, it gets to get a 2/3 back that then... It gets a 2/3 back that then puts your Ajani to 3, like... That seems super narrow. Like, the payoff has to be proportional to the fact that, like, you put a 2/3 vigilance for 2 in your deck. The new Ajani downtick just deals, we could be dead here. They could have double 3 damage spells. The new Ajani downtick just gives 1/1 counters, right? So you're saying it, like, gives you extra 1/1 counters? We didn't play the red-white feather deck today. It's still in the deck queue. Am I dead? Double skewer, lightning strike, kill us here. If we're not dead, we're in a pretty good spot because we get to gain 4 here. And then once we do that, and Ajani does this, we're probably pretty well stabilized.
What I see in you.
And again, just like, one of the things you want to consider when you're talking about cards like that is like, well, when this card is good, how close are you to winning the game anyways, right? So like, if the effect from this card is good, it's probably good because you already have a big board, right? So like, if this card's only good when you have a big board, then the question you want to ask yourself is, well, how often when I have a big board am I not winning anyways? We could die here because I didn't play the Knight of Autumn. So maybe I'm supposed to... There's a possibility I'm supposed to have just played Knight, gained 4, and done this. Could see that being a reality. So I have 7 mana total here. This has to chump block next turn, which means I really need to... I guess this doesn't have to chump block next turn. I could go to 1. Oketra sadly does not have reach. It's very unfortunate.
Deliver us to victory.
I might be able to pressure them out of this game. I'm going, if they attack, I go to 1. And then I kill them on the backswing. 1 is not none. 1 is not none. 1 is not none. Do 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 do. God bless us, everyone. Easy game, easy life. All right, let's play one more with Bant. Let's slide along to Esper Super Friends. It is a good thing I put the counter on the token. I don't think this is good enough on the draw. No plays till 3. I clicked keep by mistake. Yikes. Let's get lucky. Let's draw well. Whoopsie poopsie. A 2-drop off the top would have been ideal there. Their start is really bad here, though, so we've got that going for us. Ways to win with a bad keep. Have their keep be worse.
Gods bless us in our righteous cause.
Hey, Kodo, thank you for the Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. And this is one of the reasons why this hand was bad, is like, our hand has 5 lands in it, but we still can't cast Vivien Reid, which is awkward. Wow, integrity, brutal. Opponent's got tricks, chat. They've got tricks. Alright, I've had enough of your tricks. They could be missing a color. They're definitely just missing lands in general, but that could include a miscolor, yeah. Fasali, thank you for the Prime support. Hope you're having a fantastic weekend. Thanks for keeping me employed here this month with that. Yeah, maybe they're a feather deck. This card seems absurd to feather deck. I think I'm gonna board like they're an aggro deck. Based on what we saw there. Although maybe I should keep these if they're on a feather deck. Jerry, if you were in the Discord server previously, you need to just go to your connections tab and you'll see the server pop up there. I think I'm going to board in Knight in case they're a history deck. Also just like gains life randomly if they're aggressive. This seems fine. Maybe Shalai is good. The Discord doesn't like pop up and say, hey, you're invited. You have to follow the directions here on your desktop client and click the connections tab, and there'll be a join server button. You cannot do that on mobile. Has to be from the desktop client or the desktop web browser version. I mean, this Gideon's really good, to be fair. More around. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a fantastic weekend. Thanks for keeping me employed here.
Let me lead the charge into darkness. Your light will cleave the darkness.
The whole, like, Gideon shuffle back and forth is, like, kind of like, oh no, what's going on?
That was a good hit.
If your goal is climbing quickly, you should be playing white aggro or red aggro.
Share in my light.
Let's give this dork vigilance so we can smack them and then play Growth Chamber Guardian. I just run the no blocks here.
I am not quite indestructible.
Probably just race them here. Although I guess if they have another heroic reinforcements I get behind. Although I suppose I get to Gideon and then give a 4/4 lifelink next turn. Brogsby, thank you for the 9-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here.
I am here to aid in the assault.
I am here to aid in the assault.
I will lend you my strength.
Alright, not beating a third heroic reinforcements. Hopefully they don't have that. It's possible I should have traded my one Growth Chamber Guardian I had in play for their 2/2 next turn. That's so unfortunate. If I'd have traded last turn, we'd have survived. Brutal. I think I'm happy with how I sideboarded. I'm gonna put Shalai in and cut these Vivien Reids. Sure. Hand desperately needs lands 3, 4, 5, but it's very good otherwise. That makes sense. I think there might be something to Jeskai Hero. Saheeli is a really good card that triggers hero and has synergy with it to a degree. It's like another hero-esque effect. I think I just play history of my own here. Would you look at that? They think that's a good idea too. Oh, that's not the land we wanted for Christmas. So if I attack both of these here, they're forced to block at least one or lose their thing. They have an integrity here. If they want to trade integrity plus this for my Growth Chamber Guardian, that seems like a win for me. I think this is fine. I was worried about dying to this on the backswing. Well, all these Lyras in my hand is like, probably I'm favorite as the game goes long. They attack with Taijik here. I'm 10 out of 10 taking the trade.
I know how to stop you.
I guess that's better than missing, right? Yeah, that was a weird down tick. It was like a down tick for like plus 1 point of damage. Wow, that's aggro. My poor little elf. Lands! Lands, please! God, we are just unbelievably dead to heroic reinforcements. Hey, just come on, don't draw reinforcements. You can do it, I believe in you. Tithe Taker is such a weird card in their deck. Like, it doesn't trigger hero or Saheeli. I guess it's just a good 2-drop. Easy block, snap block. Really? That attack's aggressive. Land! Land! Alright, so you're saying there's a chance. Take a chance on me. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do. Yeah, that was quite literally the best non-land draw in our deck.
Genius is as genius does.
Sounds good, Davey. I appreciate the support. Jessica Hero. Alright, I think we're actually en route to stabilization here. If we can continue to fade heroic reinforcements for a turn or two, we're in a pretty decent spot. Because, like, this gives Lyra vigilance, right?
Gideon Jura, at your service. I believe in you, friend.
So let's have her give Saheeli a love tap here. We go up to 17. And now we're at a virtual 22 when they attack us because Lyra gains life inside of combat. Going up to a virtual 27. Yeah, I think we've played through the screw here a little bit. And this is why being screwed beats being flooded most of the time, because like once you finally draw lands, you're like, all right, I have all these spells in my hand. Yeah, they're a little bit flooded. You got him. That elf is dead. Yeah, reinforcements isn't good enough here at this point, right?
Your light will cleave the darkness.
Oh, geez, this makes a 4/4.
Share in my light.
When in doubt, mid-range him out. Smush, 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 smush. Lyra is quite the absurd Magic the Gathering card. I kind of like where we ended up at. So, where we started was a Bant deck that had the Explore package in it. And in my experience from last season, the Explore package in, like, these Bant shells as opposed to, like, Teamer that can be more aggressive with red cards that have haste, or Sultai that can grind better with black cards like Find Finality. I really feel like the Explore package tends to leave a little bit to be desired in, like, these Bant mid-range shells, because it doesn't quite let you be as aggressive as, like, Adanto, Growth Chamber Guard, History, Gideon allow for, and it doesn't really generate over-the-top card advantage like things in Sultai can do. I've written any articles for top cards in this set. I wrote about some of the cards during preview season that I was interested in working with that you could find on Cool Stuff Inc. And then I'm probably going to write another article tomorrow that'll go up this week, highlighting some of my favorite decks that we've played so far. Yeah, I really, and I just like this Gideon, I really just want to give a hats off to, like, WotC R&D. They've really killed it, not only in this set, but the last set too with these Planeswalker designs. I really feel like we've come a long way from these Planeswalkers, or you have to kill them, or you lose the game immediately when they ultimate. Like, these really elegant designs where, between the static abilities, or just up and downs that, like, make them valuable cards, but don't mean they automatically win the game for you, is such a breath of fresh air coming from the Teferis of the world, right? And, like, occasionally having a Teferi is fine, but I really prefer this latest iteration of Planeswalkers that we've been